Hello and welcome to About 6 Acres. I'm Juana.
And I'm Nick.
And it's been a while. And it's garden seasoning.
It's garden season.
It's not seasoning.
Seasoning.
I might be
What we grow
seasoning
will be used for
everything.
seasoning.
I might be seasoning everything. But it's garden season, and so we wanted to catch you up on a little bit of what our project is right now with our overflow garden. I am standing where our overflow garden used to be last year. And so you might not recall, or maybe you do, we used to have a container right here, and then it would provide shade for a garden area that we had where we just planted things that were extras that didn't really fit into our garden. And some of them were experiments. Some great experiments, some not so great. Our goal is going to be to expand this 40 by 25 foot into probably about 3 times that size. And if you've ever seen some of our old videos, we had a big mountain of mulch. A lot of that has decomposed. A lot of it we've actually used. And so we're going to be taking whatever is remaining, spread it in there just for some additional organic matter. And then we are actually going to be using the cultivator, and Nick has already started and he's going to share a little bit more about that. But it's so exciting because essentially we're going to be able to grow a lot more of our own food.
So I'm using a cultivator tiller to try to break up the grassy areas, so the places that have not been disturbed or planted in, and then cultivating and putting in the organic matter that was in our previous garden. So we've left the goat bedding, goat manure, we left some other debris from plant material in here that we're just going to chop in, and it is nice and soft. Sandy, so getting that organic material in there is good. That way we can hold more moisture in there. So I'm going to chop all that in, chop all that grass in. I'm going about like 2.5 to 3 inches deep, especially on the grassy areas. And then where we have our mulch pile, hopefully we can get some of that mulch that's already broken down turned into the soil as well. We're going to do 1 deep cultivation, like 3 inches deep, and then maybe have to come back with the garden hose or the rakes and level things out throughout the season. That way we can just break up those big roots and any weeds, because I know the weeds are going to come back once it starts to warm up. But
when we were preparing our garden initially, we were doing a lot of things by hand. This time we opted to borrow a machine from a friend. And one of the big things that we've held on to is the fact that we are no-till. So how does this fit into our ideological gardening?
Well, especially we're not going really deep, so we're not disturbing like the 6 inches, 8 inches soil. So we're doing those top couple inches that we're turning over, but we are trying to break up this, I'm assuming it's Bermuda grass and some pasture grass that's out in here, to break up those roots, I forget what, the runners and all those things, so that way we can rake them out, bring them to the soil, because we have enough organic material again in the bedding that we can add. But again, we don't till large open areas. The goal is sometimes if you're doing like especially a new area, if you don't have if you didn't tarp it and like smother out everything, then you might have to do a deep till and then put a lot of organic material on it, which we're planning to do. Or you can just put a lot of organic material all the way on top, like almost 6 inches thick, and that will smother it. So unfortunately we don't have that much, and buying like a bulk load of really fine mulch or fine compost this size to cover this is quite a lot. So we're doing, again, a couple inches cultivating in, and hopefully chopping that material in, leaving it here. Try not to disturb that deep microbiology in the soil. And yeah, the chickens, when I'm done, the chickens and the geese come in and they scratch up and they'll poop, so they're adding to it, and that's what we want eventually, to get all the natural things going on. Once we start growing it and fencing it off, then the animals won't come in here. I think at the end of the season, again, we'll open up the fence and then have the animals, goats, chickens, and all them come in, and they'll be the natural tillers and natural cultivators when it's all done.
There are a few things that we're going to have to solve for. One of them is we are going to have to add some fencing to protect from our own animals. So, you know, the chickens and the geese and the goats, we don't want them to come in here and eat all of our plants. We also have to solve for the fact that we have so many voles that eat up from the underneath. So we're trying to figure out how best to solve for them. Last year we didn't really have an issue with them with the tomatoes or the roselles or certain plants. It's certain other ones that give us a little bit more grief when it comes to them. So we're trying to figure out what can we do that is a little bit more short term. The other big thing that we have to decide is exactly how we're going to lay everything out, because we do need quite a bit of shade. So we're probably going to have to add some posts to hang shade cloth from. The other thing is we also want to be able to accommodate our geese and ducks. If you've been here a while, you know that we had 2 failed attempts to start a goose house and a duck house for them. And it wasn't really failed like we started and failed. It was more of we had a plan and the plan fell through each time. So that just means that there's something better out there. So our goal right now that the container is out, we're going to be adding a duck and goose house. And hopefully we can use some of their spent water to water our plants. So maybe the whole point of it being delayed was so that we can have a better ecosystem. Let me show you one of the big perks of building in this area. A giant perk of having it here is that the container was here and it had electric already set up. So that gives us a little bit more flexibility into what we can do here, especially when it comes to the duck and goose house. But really, when it comes to anything else that we want to do in the garden that might require electricity, we also have a water line, and it's covered right now. Using feedback is one of my favorite things to use. But it's covered right now because we had those deep freezes. But that also gives us an opportunity, to be able to either set up irrigation at some point. It gives us an easy way to be able to get water to our waterfowl. And then we're planning on using this post to hang a retractable hose that will help us a lot with all of the watering and everything else that we have to do. So pretty exciting times. We're so excited about it. Can't wait to share a little bit more of the process with you and also the finished product. Nick was able to get the whole area cultivated, and now we're just letting the chickens enjoy their time in there, trying to scratch their way and peck their way through any bugs that might be there, any grubs. All of that stuff that they can grab will actually help us out quite a bit, because there's probably quite a few pests that were overwintering there. So very, very exciting. Cannot wait to see what happens next. Thank you so much for watching. We can't wait to catch you up on how everything goes this season.
And as always, you're awesome and you're loved.
Until next time.